right on the Geico app.
To file a claim, just tap.
Just tap right here to upload pictures, customer.
Drink ain't on a first name basis.
Sure. Vicky,
To track your status, just click. Super easy.
You're connected with the mannequins.
You're doing great, everyone.
look, you're a pro.
Scroll, tap, scroll, out. Slow. I'm cramping.
Yeah, we've all been there.
For savings and service, get more with Geico. I overdid it. Like a show up. I just overdid it.
Save 35% and shop all your favorite brands. For any taste or any diet, at prices you love, delivered fast. For low prices, for life or pets, there's Chewy.
You're going down today.
Hey, how about we come over there with some ice cold Coronas and you share some of that barbecue?
That sounds lovely.
Let's go meet the neighbors. Star, you know, it's cold ribs.
Danny, this all happens every morning. Fresh sliced lettuce, tomatoes, and freshly grilled bacon.
I take the job of bacon manager very seriously.
Is that a real job?
Freshly prepped every day. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
I'm Madeline Mann.
Yes, like the old TV show.
When was the last time you practiced law?
1991. I picture my senior partners and senior citizens.
Where did you come from, Madeline? Special premiere sneak peek, CBS tonight after 60 minutes and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Think my having to make a deep run this year? Well, that's right, you know.
My sources say yes, and my sources are wrong as often as dolphins say never.
Be a football know-it-all with NFL Plus Preview.
On CBS, it's powered by Ram Trucks.
Oh, mama, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. It's the home opener as they're about ready to take the field and take on the LA Chargers as the Bolts come to the Steel City. So thanks for tuning in and watching my live play-by-play watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube as they take us from the NFL Today on CBS to Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium. In the Berg, got the 2-0 Chargers and the 2-0 Steelers. We'll have hello friends, Jim Nance and former Cowboy quarterback Tony Romo on the call with Tracy Wolfson. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. It's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit the red subscribe button, notification bell next to it as well to stay up to date. Thumbs up button if you're hoping for the black and gold to start 3-0, as the Chargers are also looking to start 3-0, but for the first time since 2002, as Jim Harbaugh has returned to the National Football League in his first season as a Charger head coach, of course, formerly, most recently at Michigan with the defending national champion Michigan Wolverines, but before then with the San Francisco 49ers with a Super Bowl appearance, and then Stanford Cardinal with his NFL playing career before that. But should be a close, hard-fought game for both of these teams. You're looking at an old-school smash-mouth type of game, I think. Low scoring, what defense going to bend doesn't break, maybe an explosive play or two with special teams wins it. So we'll see how it goes, as long as I'm sure something will. But once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Thumbs up button once again as Pittsburgh is hosting the Chargers and hoping to get to 3-0. So smash that thumbs up button if you're hoping for Pittsburgh to get to 3-0 rather than 2-1 before they got to go on the road again next week. It's the home opener. They came off 2 road wins over Atlanta and Denver to begin the season. So this crowd's going to be revved up. But, we'll see what happens. That's why I play a game outside on paper, side on field. But then also chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always great appreciated. As well as this video is powered by Rogue Energy, HopeKThrifts, and Dead and Hungry. First off, with Rogue Energy, be sure to get your favorite energy and hydration flavors in can or tub form shakers, Rogue Energy merch at the link in the description below. Be sure to use the code Luke, that's LUKE123 for 10% off. HopeKThrifts, secondhand resale shop that focuses on staying in the environment and cheap and fashionable way, as most items are $20 or less and include brands like American Eagle, Converse, Free People, and Shein. among others. HopeKThrifts, found on Depop, Instagram, Mercari, and Poshmark. At HopeKThrifts, it's HopeKThrifts, HopeKThrifts. So be sure to use the message seller code CheapThrifts, CheapThrifts, CheapThrifts for 10% off. Link also in the description below. And then Dead and Hunger, novel written by Nathan D. Mitchell, found on Amazon. And once you go check that out, of course, if that doesn't interest you, you might as well be what the title says. And then also be sure to scan the QR code behind me if you haven't done so already. So CBS wraps up their pregame. We're going to have, once again, the 2-0 Chargers and the 2-0 Steelers coming up next. A 1 Eastern kick here this September Sunday afternoon, as the sun is out and shining. So weather not going to be a factor by any means, by the looks of it as of right now. But once again, just these teams, you know, with who the head coaches are, Jim Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, and knowing what they want to do, and just overall how they play 9 times out of 10, these two teams are more similar than they are different. So once again, it feels like it's going to be an old school smash mouth, you know, type of game, low scoring, like maybe the first to 20 wins it. You know, a lot of running the football, a lot of, you know, trying to stop the run, get after the quarterback, you know, with some pressure, maybe a turnover or two is the difference. Of course, Pittsburgh's got to be able to find the end zone, though. They've only scored 1 touchdown in 2 games, with 25 of their 31 total points scored this season, coming from the Wizard of Oz, number 9, Chris Boswell. So, obviously, yes, no doubt about it, relying on special teams when needed. You take your points, especially in a game like this, because you don't know what you're going to need, you know, later on. You don't want to chase points. You want to take them while you can get them. So, obviously, nothing stupid. Don't shoot yourselves in the foot, but it just has that feel. It's going to be, you know, not played in 2024, but probably 1924. Let alone, you know, over a decade ago, when the last time these two teams not met. They played a couple years ago. Pittsburgh's actually trying to beat the Chargers at home for the first time since 2009. But a Jim Harbaugh-led NFL team up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you got to go the whole way back, obviously, to Monday night late in the year when he was with the 49ers. And Pittsburgh went out to San Fran, and yeah, that was that. But just knowing who you are with your identity, knowing, you know, what's to come. It's going to be a down to the wire finish again, like final play of the game for Pittsburgh, as it's been already twice now this season, and they're 2-0. Hey, win's a win. They found a way to win. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But yeah, no doubt about it, they're going to have to find the end zone a time or two. You know, if, you know, just defensively, for whatever reason, they're not getting stops. But it's probably going to come down to the defense needing to get a stop for them again overall to win this game, as it normally does anyway. So, I mean, that's nothing new. So, but yeah, a lot of running the football, a lot of stopping the run, you know, play action pass. As Justin Herbert, Chargers quarterback, will start today, but he's been battling an injury. Justin Fields to start for the black and gold once again today. We'll see how he plays. They've helped him out in the run game. The defense has helped him out, obviously, too. But, you know, can they score more than 18 and 13 points? You know, but at the same point in time, can they score at least just one more point than their opponent and just win? You know, take one out of the Raiders playbook and just win, baby. You know, like, seriously, just find a way to win this game. That's all that matters. I mean, if it's going to, you know, be ugly, then it's going to be ugly, because not all wins are pretty. You know, so we'll see what happens. Kickoff coming up here shortly. But yeah, the Steelers, as they went to Denver and won last week for the first time since 2009. They're also looking to beat the Chargers at home for the first time since 2009 as well. But Of course, that was then. This is now. Even though Pittsburgh leads the all-time series 24-11, the Chargers have had the Steelers' number for the most part as of late. Pittsburgh's gone out to San Diego or LA and won, but they haven't won at home against the Chargers. And then the last time they met, which was on a Sunday night a couple years ago, the Chargers won at home. So, of course, once again, that's still then, this is now. Pittsburgh's, going to have to find some momentum and rhythm today and, try to build off of that and capitalize, into points, whether that's just getting a good drive going, no penalties. You talk about all the penalties they've had called against them so far this season, just shooting themselves in the foot. If they clean that up, continue to play like they've been playing, like it'll work itself out, no doubt about it. But Troy Fatanu injured as he was hurt in the preseason, missed week 1, played a little bit last week, but then re-injured his lower body this past week at practice, and will be on IR and out for the next month. So Dan Moore's going to be your left tackle, and Broderick Jones is going to be your right tackle. And of course, as they give us an aerial shot at the point, we'll have the Chargers and Steelers kick off with Pittsburgh getting the ball first. No, the Chargers are getting the ball first. So the Steelers are on the kickoff. They won the toss, deferred. So they'll get the ball back to begin the second half. And we'll be going right to left on the kickoff. Vice versa, left to right, obviously. On the return, across the television screen right in on dial. So here we go. And we'll have a touchback. So nothing's changed, even with the kickoff being changed. There's still no returns. Like I said, you think they would have thought, well, shit, let's just move the kicker back a little bit and still let him kick it. You'll still get returns. Not, change this, change that, but I get it. They care about player safety. So, first and 10 here for the Chargers. Herbert with an ankle injury, but he is playing. The Chargers are 2-0. They won at home week 1, went to Carolina last week, stayed in the Charlotte area, and then, of course, came to Pittsburgh as they'll hand off for a few yards. And former Raven Patrick Queen tackles his former teammate in Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins, who's now a Charger. As these Chargers with Jim Harbaugh, you know how he was in San Fran with the Niners, but you know how John Harbaugh is with the Baltimore Ravens. So, I mean, like I said, just an old school, type of game. You're going to be one up front line of scrimmage, handoff out of the pistol, another 2 yards. So they got 3rd and 6 coming up. But it's really from Pittsburgh to San Fran, Pittsburgh to LA with the Chargers, but Pittsburgh, Baltimore, that type of game. That's how I feel this game's, going to be today. And I'd be surprised otherwise if it turned into a blowout or honestly a shootout back and forth with both of these offenses. I mean, it's still really what defense is going to bend but doesn't break. Who can get the most stops defensively? Because whoever can, maybe a turnover or two, capitalize off that into points, that's probably going to be the difference. Like I said, an explosive play or two, offensively, maybe something in the return game, special teams, we'll see. But 3rd and 7, a little dump off, but Minka Fitzpatrick and company will wrap them up and maybe a yard or two. But 4th down, they'll go 3 and out and punt. So Pittsburgh going to get the ball back, or the ball for the first time, as they kicked off to begin the game. But defense gets off the field, and Pittsburgh will now get the ball. So Chargers on the punt. And Calvin Austin, the third, back deep to receive. And booming away, but we've got a penalty on the field, and it's going to be down in the meantime at the 5-yard line. So we'll see what the dirty laundry is first off, but yeah, down to the 5 for the time being. We're going to be backed up starting from the end zone. Legal formation on the Chargers. Yeah, make them re-kick. Still 4th down. Yep, make them re-kick. You want a better starting field, position to begin the game rather than the 5-yard line.
Jim Harbaugh and Coach Tomlin are outstanding football coaches.
Yeah, they're
Tomlin hasn't had a losing season in 17 years.
good on special teams.
The reason both these teams are good is, it's the culture they create. They both take care of the ball. And they create turnovers. And
Yep.
they can make the game that simple.
Yep.
Today will come down to
That's the thing. Keep it simple. Balance, consistency. Take what the offense gives you, or take what the defense gives you, and then defensively get after the offense. So this punt's going to be fair caught at the 20. So, I mean, that's a 5-yard penalty into a 15-yard difference. So here come the Steelers for their first offensive series of the game. It is the home opener. So Justin Fields once again getting the start. Kyle Allen the backup. Russ Wilson, the emergency third-string quarterback if needed, as he's been so far this season. But they'll start 1st and 10. Officially the 21-yard line. Trips in a bunch top of your screen. Get Freiermuth involved. Run the ball. Fields fakes a give, going to tuck it and run, and gets about 4 yards to the 25. So obviously take your shots. You have Pickens at wide receiver. Now we got a late whistle. 2nd and 4 coming up. Yeah. All right. We got a timeout and an injured defender. And it's Joey Bosa. So that's not good for the Chargers. He's their pressure off the edge. But yeah, the O-line, it's what it is for the time being. If they can get back healthy at some point in time in the season, then okay. But they're going to still play, whether that's now or that's later, the best guys, the ones that gel together, and, the ones that, move the football. So, yeah, they've been battling injuries. They've been, having to deal with this and that. But, at the same point in time, hasn't everybody? Like, you got to play through it. So, 3rd and 6. See if they can, keep this drive going, or if it's going to stall for them too. And Fields gets sacked, so they'll punt. And, here we go. It's just going to be a defensive showdown, So, what defense bends doesn't break, but what offense is going to make a play, from now until late in the 4th, that's going to be the difference, and maybe enough just to overall win the game. Whether that's 3-0, 10-7, like I said, 1st to 20 is probably going to win this game. Waitman on to punt. Yep. Thanks, Jim Nance. And he booms it away. And a fair catch at the 23. So they'll take a break. 10:39 to play in this first quarter. And we might as well just sit back and see what the hell happens here, because it's going to be a while, I think, before actually something does in fact happen. Like, I get it's an early kick. San Fran's coming from the West Coast, but once again, they stayed on the East Coast all last week after playing at Carolina last weekend. So, you know, they're still on, you know, East Coast time rather than home win, cross country, and then back, and then cross country again for today's game. No, they stayed put. So, I mean, still, it's just going to obviously take a little while for these offenses to get going, just because of how good these defenses are. You know, so, you know, with all that being said, it's just, we're going to have to wait, you know, relax a little bit. They need to wake up, find a groove, you know. Really, Pittsburgh just needs a spark. I mean, but you got to give it to both defenses. Both defenses just got 3 and outs on the opposing offense, and you know, getting their team the ball back. So it's just going to be back and forth. That's just how these type of games go. You know, low-scoring defense showdown. So the main question is, what's the difference going to be in this game on whether you won or lost? Because it could be any which, you know, and go any which way, truly. I know that might sound cliche, you know, for, you know, any game in particular, but, like, just, this is that game, you know, that it's going to be one up front. It's a low-scoring defensive showdown. What defense doesn't break, and what offense can make a play or two and not turn the ball over, because turnovers are overall, you know, when it all boils down to it, probably going to be the difference in this game. So, 1st and 10 here for Baby Blues. From the 24. And see if they can get after Herbert. They do. He dumps it off, though. And about 6 yards on the reception. 2nd down and 3, so let's make it 7 on catch and run. But yeah, Queen was the first to hit him. Benton as well. They really like up front in the middle with Cam Hayward. And trouble with the snap. Chargers fall on it, so they recover the fumble, 3rd down and about 5, make it 6 now. The center didn't even fucking snap it. He basically just rolled it like 2 inches and thought that was a snap, and then, you know, somehow it gets back to Herbert and he, you know, falls on it. So yeah, 3rd and 6. And we'll see, as always, if this defense can, you know, feed off the crowd, which they, you know, 9 times out of 10 normally do. But then there's always that once, you know, they give up a play, and it's like, but out of the gun, play clock winding down, then get it off. And they get to Herbert. He still makes the pass, though. They get a 1st down out of it. Flag on the play. So we'll see what that is. And it might be coming back. Got a holding on defense. Thank you. About damn time they start throwing fucking holding the Falcons, the Broncos, the Chargers offensive line, because they sure as hell haven't done it, you know, so far this season up until now. And then Peyton Wilson going to get credited with the tackle, but it's coming back, so they'll replay 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and 16. So give me a hell yeah. Come on, defense. Steeler Nation waving those terrible towels. Come on, D. Get pressure. Sack his ass. You know, get an interception. And Herbert pass complete, but they're right there to wrap them up. So it's going to be fourth down, they'll punt. Pittsburgh offensively going to get the ball back here for the second time and see if they can actually do something or not, because the Chargers sure as hell haven't. With 2 3-and-outs.
That's great coaching fundamentals.
So now Scott to punt. 47 yards, his first punch up.
And another booming punt. Back at the 12 on the return. Calvin Austin out past the 20 to the 23, so 10, 11 yards. They'll take a break. Pittsburgh's got a 1st and 10 with 7:48 to play in the first. When we come back, we're still tied at 0. We'll take a look around the league here momentarily. Update some stats and scores. As always, though, coming at halftime, we'll have first half stats and scores from this game. We'll recap college football from this past weekend. Preview next week as well. See what overall is going on in the NFL today, week 3, and also preview next week, week 4. So stay tuned for all that. But just see what the offense can do. But got 4 7-0 games and 3 0-0 games. Browns lead the Giants. Packers lead the Titans. Of course, they got a commercial break as I was looking at that. We'll update that later, but it's still early. We're not even 15, 20 minutes into these 1 o'clock kicks. So, yeah, leave it at that. Just we'll see what the offense can do here, and we'll go from there. I mean, they need a spark. They need to get momentum on their side and keep it on their side. Because, I mean, I don't know how many times it was last year. They would get momentum, and then they would just let it, slip away. It would completely go by the wayside, and just, for the life of them, they could not get it back. Even though if they would, still be able to find a way to win, then okay, but they could not keep momentum on their side. So we'll see this year if they can do that by any means or not. Because I mean, that does go a long way. I mean, still at the end of the day, yeah, it matters whether you won or lost, but just it's always down to the wire. They always have trouble closing out games. It's like they either are starting slow and then, getting something going right before halftime and then, trying to keep it up in the second half and then holding on, or, they're down and then they're coming back and, maybe it's too late, but maybe there's enough time and then they find a way to win late. But, other than that, there's no in between. It's one way or the other. And it's the way it is. It's just how they play. So 1st and 10, Pittsburgh here from the 24. Fields looking to throw, but he's going to get sacked. So, I mean, defense. It's just, rather than a 3-0 game, we might be in for a 2-0 game. If we keep getting sacks and they keep going backwards, and you got a safety or 2 in this game today. Maybe we get a scoregami for all we know. 2nd and 18. Run a fucking draw, run a screen. Get the yards back, 3rd and manageable, and work from there. I mean, this drive's already probably dead, and you're going to have to punt on 4th down. Not taking any fucking time off the clock, I might add, either. Fields, they do run a screen with Warren, but then he's hit right away, so he's going to lose even more yardage back to the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and a fucking mile. Under 7 to play in this first. And, yeah, just defense. So, really, what defense makes more stops is probably going to win. Yeah, 3rd and 21. So 3, 2, 1. Let's get 22 yards. But negative. You know, Fields on a 3-yard crosser hits Pickens, and then he's brought it down, so they're gonna have to punt. So just somebody's getting an ugly win today. I'll tell you that much. So I mean, how the hell do they not block him? But still, even with that, like they're going for a couple yards when they need a ton more than that. But yeah, 4 punts, 2 penalties, 4 3-and-outs, and 0 first downs combined with these two teams right now. So another punt. And from the 35, about the 40-41 on the return. And another commercial break. So CBS just going to try to let this game play out, I guess, for as long as they possibly can. 0-0 the Bears and Colts. 3-0 Saints leading the Eagles. Browns lead the Giants 7-0. 7 apiece now with the Packers and Titans. Vikings lead the Texans 7-0. And then the Broncos lead the Bucks 7-0. Obviously, we're tied here at 0 with the Chargers and Steelers. So those are your updated scores live right now in the NFL. We'll get more into 4 o'clock games and update these scores a little bit later. And then also Sunday night. And then the doubleheader on Monday Night Football tomorrow night. Preview week 4, recap college football, preview college football, so on and so forth, as we always do. But just hoping, obviously, for a black and gold win today. Get to 3-0. I mean, because shit, they haven't been 2-0 since 2020. So obviously haven't been 3-0 since then as well. But the Chargers are, which this stat I found hard to believe, but at the same point in time, it's like, okay, maybe not. Just because, the Chargers are always in fucking 1-score games, and they're either winning them or they're losing them. Like, they're that team that just, they might get lucky every once in a while, but, for the most part, they're always on the losing end. And just, they've had good teams, they've had good players on those teams, but just, as the saying goes, good teams find ways to win. They just can never figure it out, obviously. But they're the Chargers are to get to 3-0 for the first time since 2002. That's 22 years. That's before Phillip Rivers, for God's sakes. That's when Breeze was still in San Diego before he got hurt. And then, Miami was like, well, we don't want you because you got hurt. And then he goes to New Orleans and wins the Super Bowl, and, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And Dolphin fans are still, bitching about it. But live look at the city. But yeah, 2-0 and 2-0. Today's question of the day on social media, I might add as well. So go vote on that. Let me know in the comments below who you have winning. And thanks for tuning in and watching. So 1st and 10 Chargers here. 5:34 to play in the first. As we're tied at 0. As both teams have had 2 drives and have punted on both. Fake the toss. Herbert's pass over the middle caught. First down. Ladd McConkey, the rookie out of Georgia, makes the catch for 13, and Dante Jackson on the tackle. We're just going to call him Dreads, because they really changed up the scenery. Got Dante Jackson from Carolina in the Deontay Johnson trade. Herbert out of the pistol, handoff, good block, but then a missed tackle, and then they finally wrap him up. Who was that? Landon Roberts, 50 and 99. Larry Obi Kenobi, Ogunjobi on the stop. So second down now, but yeah. And this is the Steelers, obviously second straight AFC West game. They went to Denver last week. They still got to go to the Raiders, but obviously hosting the Chargers today. They'll host the Chiefs on Christmas afternoon, which will be a Wednesday at 1 o'clock, 2nd and 5. So be sure to tune in on December the 25th. But we got a lot of football from now until then to be played. And Joey Porter on the tackle after a big run by Dobbins, former Raven, knows this game, this type of football well, especially up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, so they give us some updates, you know, like I said, we just checked in on some scores, so Pittsburgh really doesn't need to worry about either of those teams, to be honest with you. But 1st and 10 from the 28. And a handoff up the middle, gang tackle, maybe a yard if he's lucky, but 2nd down. But they're about ready to start knocking on the door here. You know, they're on the cusp of field goal range to maybe take an early 3-0 lead if they even keep the drive going, or if they don't, for that matter. So we'll see if this defense can get off the field and hope to obviously not give up anything here, but rather only give up 3 than 7, no doubt about it. So 2nd and 9. Pass, caught, touchdown. He's wide open. And Chargers take an early 6-0 lead with 2:46 to play in this first quarter. A little miscommunication, obviously. See a replay. And did somebody bite? Yeah, just a go route down the far sideline, the corner bit, and then the safety didn't get over, and he walks in from the 10-yard line. So that was a quick touchdown drive too. What the hell? So touchdown Chargers. And they lead 7-0. So we'll see what the Steeler offense can do now, because at this rate, if the Chargers, hey, 3rd time's a charm. You know, this is the 3rd drive they drove and scored. If they're going to make it look that easy, you know, from here on out, like it might get ugly, but the defense is going to continue to, you know, allow that to happen. But really now it's in the offense's hands to, you know, respond somehow, some way. Go drive, kick a field goal, cut this lead. Cut the deficit to 4. You know, tie it up, you know, with a touchdown your own. You know, it's still early, a lot of football to be played, but I mean, the offense has not done jack shit, you know. So it's going to be Justin Fields unless they turn to Kyle Allen, because Russ ain't playing unless both get hurt, because he's the emergency 3rd-string quarterback. So he is dressed once again, but he's only going to play as the emergency 3rd-string quarterback because he's still recovering from a calf injury that he sustained in camp, and then got better, played in the preseason, but then re-aggravated it right before the regular season started. And so I said, I don't think it's, you know, as bad as they're making it out to be, because he's still dressing as the emergency 3rd-string quarterback if they need him to play, but only, obviously, he'll go in is if, you know, both quarterbacks ahead of him get hurt. So that's why I said with Fields at quarterback, he hasn't done anything that, you know, has been telling any of us that he, you know, shouldn't be, you know, starting. But then he's, you know, getting sacked now a couple of times, not getting rid of it. I mean, that's something new. You know, but they got to get a run game going for him. They got to get the ball downfield, take a shot or two, get the tight ends involved with Freiermuth and company. You know, just work the sticks, keep it simple, you know, drive, cut the lead, tie it up, do what you got to do. But it starts up front. You know, the offensive line, if they're not blocking well, Chargers are getting after them, stopping the run, stopping the pass. Then it might be a long afternoon. Touchback on the kick, 1st and 10 from the 25. Or, yeah, 20, 25, 30-yard line. I'm still getting used to this new fucking kickoff. It's stupid as all hell, but it is what it is. But the thing is, with them at offensively with Fields at quarterback, you know, they're going to run with them until the wheels fall off, meaning, you know, okay, he's playing until he starts to suck or he gets hurt himself, and then Russ is able to come back, you know. So, yeah, from the 30 on it, kickoff, touchback, 1st and 10. They toss it to Warren. He's got about 3 yards. So, yeah, they got Dan Moore at left tackle. Spencer Anderson's playing left guard because Oos is hurt. Frazier is your starting center. And then James Daniels, wearing the Guardian cap, is your right guard. And Broderick Jones is your right tackle because Trafatanu is hurt. And, you know, they're trying to figure out the O-line, but this is who they've ran with. You know, and they've had a running game, but now they're up against a good defense. So Fields rolls out, dumps it off. Connor Hayward, Cam's little brother, he takes a big hit. Yeah, he's slow to get up.
That's what they call him. He's a great leader, too. He's consistent delivering goals like this each week.
So he dumped it off to Hayward, but he also had his 2 other tight ends wide ass open. Pat Fryermuth, Darnell Washington, Michael Pruitt injured. And then at receiver, as they'll motion Warren back into the backfield. Obviously Naj and Jalen Warren at tailback, but at receiver with George Pickens, that pass caught to from 2 to 14 for 5, right on the money at the 40-yard line. 1st down. They should move the sticks. Yes, thank you. 1st down. All right, it took them almost 15 minutes to get a 1st down, but there's a little bit of a spark for you. You need sparks to build a fire. You need a foundation to build a house. Yeah, right there at the sticks. Now get the run game going. But behind Pickens, as they'll line up under center with Fryermuth in motion. And fake the give. A couple good blocks. Dump off to Naj. He spins. Gets about 6, maybe 7 yards. You have Van Jefferson. They use Cordarrelle Patterson more as a back than a receiver. Why? I don't know. I'd, rather use him at wide out. He's a big-bodied guy with speed. But then from there you have Calvin Austin, who also returns kicks. And then as that pass is caught to Patterson, 1st down. All right, on a 6-yard completion, they'll move the 6 again. You have Scotty Miller, you have Ben Skoranek. They have some depth. I mean, it's nothing really, as we're already at the end of the first quarter, 30 minutes in. So at the end of 1, 7-0 Bolts. Chargers need a little bit of spark to respond and answer these Chargers. But they need somebody to step up at wide receiver behind Pickens, and whether it's the tight ends, whether it's screen game with the backs, whatever it may be, just move the football. Seriously, just move the ball. And like I said at the start last week, because week 1 they won 18-10 with all field goals, 6 of them from Chris Boswell, and then they win last week 13-6 when they led 10-0 in halftime with a touchdown early and then a field goal, and then guess what? Another field goal. So like I said, they need to find the end zone. They need to score touchdowns rather than set up for 3 all the damn time. But at the same point in time, take your points while you can get them. I mean, they got a drive going now. They got 2 first downs. End of the first quarter, now into the second when we come back. They got to keep it going. So, like I said, I'm taking points on this drive any which way I can get them. Whether that's field goal, whether it's touchdown. Just because then it's back to the defense, which, you know, no doubt about it. They rely on them way too damn much anyway, as it is to begin with. But it's still, you know, defense here in this game. Like, took 3 drives for the Chargers to get something going. It's now taking them 3rd drive for the Steelers to get something going, because on both 2 drives to begin the game for both teams, for that matter, nothing. Jim Harbaugh interview at the end of the first quarter. What's he got to say? So 1st and 10 from the 49. Trips far side and a bunch. And Fields on a quarterback keeper will get a yard.
Since the last time they surrendered a touchdown. And this is why I think this is one of the best systems in football. McDonald ran it in Baltimore. He goes to Michigan. Winter takes over, goes there. But Jim, they only have 2 red zone plays they've had against them this whole year. For a defense to have 2 red zone plays. 3rd game in the second half. Tells you how good this year Justin Winter is as a defensive coordinator.
Fields, pass complete. Freiermuth, 1st down, Pittsburgh. And there's the Muth chance. So they'll move the 6 again. Just keep it going. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. So 1st and 10 from the 38. So at least they're in field goal range for Boz. And a toss, Naj, far side. But he's going to lose 2 yards. So 2nd and 12, back at the 40. So empty. Fields, pass complete. Najee Harris. And they got a 3rd and 4 coming up. Get 5 yards. That's all you need. Just get 5 yards. Fields' pass caught. Scotty Miller down the far sideline, inside the red zone, down at the 12. And I believe that's his first catch as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Former Buck, former Falcon, won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. Most recently in Atlanta with Arthur Smith, the new Steelers OC. And, I mean, he gets a first down because he broke a tackle. Or else he would have been stopped short. It's 4th down. They're kicking a field goal right now. So, simple pass. All that was yak for the most part. And he's in motion. they'll run on 1st and 10. Najee Harris up the middle down to the 8-yard line. So 2nd down and about 7 from there. I mean, shit, you got a good 6, 7 opportunities to punch this in from 8 yards out now, because you got a 2nd and 6 inside the 10. It's not 1st and goal yet. So out of the pistol, 2nd and 6 from the 8.5-yard line. Now out of the gun. Maybe with movement up front, but they let it slide. Fields going to dump it off. Caught at the 5. He's down. He's down. He's down. Thank you. Patterson on the reception. So 3rd and 3 from there. I mean, was it even caught for 1, but then and it looks like it. That's a catch. So 3rd and 3 from the 5. Freiermuth going in motion. Fields going to keep it for himself and walk in. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from tying this game up with 10:17 to play in the first half. And Justin Fields, who played at Ohio State, scores on the Michigan man, Jim Harbaugh, and the Chargers defense. So 3rd drives for both these teams. They drive and score touchdowns. Unlike the first 2 drives for each of them, 4 punts total. Yeah. That's a touchdown drive. 7.5 minutes with balance, consistency. There was at least 3 first downs. So extra points up and good. 7 apiece. Early 2nd quarter. Update some stats. So we'll see now defensively how Pittsburgh will respond to the offense's touchdown to get after Justin Herbert and company and, try to stop them from doing what they just did. And, that's scoring a touchdown themselves to take the lead, and then Pittsburgh ties it. So Herbert's 5 of 5, 58 yards and a touchdown. That to Quentin Johnson, who has a catch for 27 yards and a score. J.K. Dobbins, 4 carries, 22 yards. Pittsburgh, Fields is 10 of 10, 58 yards. They really don't have a run game. 8 carries for 14 yards total as a team, but the rushing touchdown, Fields 4 of 8. And then both Harris and Warren with 3 yards apiece. Scotty Miller with that catch for 20 yards. To, really get them deep inside the red zone. And then, just a quarterback keeper on 3rd and short. Fake the give, run the draw, and he walks in touchdown. And then Naj has 2 carries, 13 yards. Freiermuth a catch for 10. Patterson 9 yards receiving. Pickens 8 yards receiving. I mean, they're getting everybody some touches. Hayward 2 yards. Defensively, they've gotten to Herbert a few times, but they haven't been able to wrap him up yet. So, I mean, keep getting after him, obviously. See if they can finally, wrap him up, bring him down on a sack. Not saying to hurt him by any means, but he has an ankle injury already entering today's game. So, I mean, he gets a couple hits, knocked around back there, losing his footing. Eventually, if he keep getting to him at that point, it's going to be only not if, but when, matter of time, that there's a defensive turnover for Pittsburgh and, maybe even a defensive touchdown for that matter. But if not, maybe the offense can get some points out of it. And like I said, at the end of the game, that might be the difference. So, Boswell on to kick off. And we'll have a touchback. 7 apiece. From the 30, 1st and 10. And they'll work out of the pistol. He's only been up under center once, maybe twice, and it's, you think about it, because of that ankle injury that he has. But he's playing through it, you know. You're on fumes. You got the adrenaline, but like you play through the pain and you deal with it afterwards. I mean, that's just sports, unless it's severe and you can't, walk, or you can't do this or that. That's a different story. But yeah, he's been out of the gun, out of the pistol a lot. Not up under center, not dropping back or anything like that. Like it's, snap, maybe 2-3 steps, and quick pass as they convert there for about 8 yards, but be 3rd and short. Yeah. Yep. Pursuit football. Yep. Thanks, Jim Nance. We've known that story for a good while. He's now, I believe, on his 4th team. Yeah. Fake the toss, or I actually do toss it, they get a 1st down. Dobbins. The Chargers, that's what I said, they're a lot like the Ravens. The Harbaugh connection, but it's just the type of football, because both brothers like, the physicality. And rightfully so, because they know it fucking works, and they know what it takes to win. I mean, shit, they squared off against each other in the Super Bowl, for God's sakes. And, then Jim wins a national title in college, and then he comes back to the NFL still wanting to get back to the promised land and maybe even hoist that Lombardi one day. But, Connor Stallions ain't on the staff in LA, though, I'll tell you that much. 1st and 10 from the 42. He is somehow a fucking high school coach, for what it's worth. But yeah, a lot of connections, just here and there with these two teams, players on these two teams, and so on and so forth. But 2nd and 8. They're going to be in it. And pass complete. And down to the 38, 1st down. I mean, their offensive line's done a pretty damn good job protecting Herbert. I mean, I have not said TJ Watt's name once yet today. He might have been held there, but still. Like, they've been able to get to Herbert, they've been able to wrap him up because he's gotten the ball out. And yeah, there's the replay, and yeah, they're doing a good job protecting. 1st and 10, and now, I mean, shit, after a slow start by both these teams, Chargers drive and score, Steelers drive and score, Chargers are driving again, looking to score. So maybe it's going to turn up here a little bit, and, these teams actually get something going, and it's back and forth. We know the Steelers' history as well. We don't need to get in that today either. But, forged in steel. That's pretty pathetic, too. The rest of the league's that bad when they've had only 3 coaches. That's pretty bad. 1st and 10. I mean, that's like, what? A head coach every couple years. when Pittsburgh's, only had 3. 2nd and 5. Come on, defense. I mean, turnover would be nice, but, probably going to have to only force field goal, hopefully. Not give them another touchdown. Because, like I said, it's just going to be back and forth at that point, and it's really what defense can do is break in the second half. Handoff, maybe a hold. But they get a first down. And then you look at the time that these touchdown drives have taken up. I mean, you're looking at, time possession battle in the second half. Are you even going to have enough time potentially to go do something if one of these teams actually does just keep it up? Wish one of these two would throw a fucking incompletion so they'd shut up about them being perfect so far today, because nobody is. We're tied at 7. Inside the 10 are the Chargers. 2nd and 7 coming up. Come on, defense. And a toss to Dobbins, and they wrap him up in the backfield for a loss, so 3rd down. 3rd down. And as we near the 2-minute warning, I might add, too, both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining as well. So if they can get a stop here defensively on 3rd down, force a kick, okay, you're down 10-7, but get the ball back before halftime, which is going to happen. It's just going to depend on how much time's left. You'll probably have your 3 timeouts. You might be on the good side of the 2-minute warning, but maybe on the bottom. But then maybe do something yourself, depending on what happens here. Pass back at the end zone, incomplete. So 4th down, they'll kick a field goal. Clock stops with incompletion. So 3:16 to play in the half. So, okay, now it's like they'll kick it. You're going to be down 10-7. You're going to get the ball back with time and timeouts plus the 2-minute warning to have a chance to go drive and get some points yourself before halftime, whether that means you tie it up at 10 if they make this field goal, whether you take your first lead and score another touchdown at 14-10, then okay, so be it. But then remember, the Steelers are getting the ball back to begin the second half because they won the toss, deferred, and kicked off to begin the game. 28-yarders up in, good. So Chargers lead the Steelers 10-7, 3:13 to play. So Pittsburgh going to get the ball back with that time, 3 timeouts, and a 2-minute warning to have a chance to go tie this game up at 10, let alone take a lead into halftime, and then get the ball back to begin the second half. And then momentum's on your side. You have the pressure on them, not yourself. You're in a better spot, but you still got to, take care of business and, just figure it out and find a way to win. But we'll see what they do here before halftime. Both Chargers scoring drives there have taken up time. The first one was a little shorter, but that one, a good 6 minutes. And then, Pittsburgh going on a 7.5 minute, drive and scored to tie it up at 7. So they're going to have to reverse that and, cut that in half and go try to tie it up with a field goal of their own or, score once more and then take tie game, lead into halftime, get the ball back to begin the second half. And the officials, they've let them play thus far. We really haven't had too many damn penalties. So don't start shooting yourselves in the foot, I might add, either. Don't start turning the ball over, for that matter, too. But we'll see here. But leave it at that and go from there. Obviously no doubt about it, would like to see them run the football a little bit more. Fields going to have to make some plays. keep getting the tight ends involved. I mean, that seems to be working. I mean, shit, they got, what, 3-4 first downs on that last drive? You know, I mean, that was a touchdown drive. You know, it was balanced, it was consistent, it was just, you know, simple. You know, they worked the sticks and they just, you know, kept moving forward rather than backwards or, you know, side to side. And, you know, scored. Like, the end zone at the front of you is where you want to go. But with all that being said, it's like, take a fucking shot here, you know, if you get the chance. You know, if you get a one-on-one opportunity down the sideline, you know, take it. Go deep. Because then you're going to have an even bigger spark. You're going to have even more momentum. Whether you still only have to settle for 3 or you do take a lead, but you have momentum going at halftime. And then you're at home, you know, second half, you're getting the ball. Just add it all up, you know, like it's going to be, if they can do something here, even not though, you know, and then even not potentially, you know, early second half. Okay, you're still there within 1 score as long as you don't give up anything else. But defense still going to probably have to win you the game somehow. But ball's in the offensive court. See what they can do here before halftime. So touchback on the kick, first and 10 from the 30, with 3:13 to play and 3 timeouts in their pocket. So Fields will hand off Najee Harris for a yard. We'll see what the Chargers in the meantime call any other timeouts. You know, maybe try to get the ball back themselves to potentially still do something before halftime as well, since they're not going to get the ball back until, like, you know, mid-third quarter. But we'll see what they do here. Yeah, we know about that too. It's always the fucking main, you know, announce team that literally tells us everything that we've already talked about. But they do that only because they're only going to get the game once, maybe twice throughout the year. It's not going to be the same guys, you know, calling it, you know, whether that be radio, whether that be, you know, this team or that team for, you know, CBS, Fox, you know, primetime games. But 3rd and 4. After that pass was complete to Freiermuth, he's going to come out now for this play. I mean, it doesn't hurt for them to refresh our memory, but, and I know I repeat myself, but they're just going to take this 2-minute warning. All right. So 3rd and 4, 2 minutes to play. They're down 3. It is 10-7, but yeah, they're going to hope to convert. Still got 3 timeouts to go do something before halftime. If they don't, Chargers are probably going to call one of their 3 timeouts themselves and get the ball back with time, and they're going to look to extend their lead before halftime at that point. But no, it doesn't hurt for them to remind us, refresh our minds on some stuff we've already talked about. Sometimes it gets annoying. It just depends on who's announcing. Like I've said before, and you might think I'm annoying. I don't know. I don't really care. But like, I like Jim Nantz before he had Tony Romo as his color commentator. Romo tries to be too perfect, it feels like. You know, he's calling out shit before it happens, and then trying to be, you know, trying to crack a joke about it when, you know, it's like, all right, that's not even funny. You know, we've heard all the and seen all the memes about Romo broadcasting football. You know, like, you look around the league, the ones that just let it, you know, come to them, the ones that just let them play and just talk, you know, through the game, you know, those are your good guys. The ones that are doing this or that, I get you gotta maybe say this here, say this there, you know, fill time. But it's like that's why there's a word in the dictionary called overrated. But everybody has their own opinion. So, Pittsburgh, City of Bridges. And Pittsburgh's got a 3rd and 4. 2 minutes to play here. And the first half down 3. And let's just draw 2 big circles on the screen. Slant, incomplete, 10 for Pickens. And no defensive holding, no PI. Hit him right in the hands and he dropped it. And now they got a punt. And guess what? The Chargers are getting the ball back after the incompletion. Still 3 timeouts in their pocket. So, and time. So Pittsburgh punts, and it'll be fair caught at the 7-yard line. So CBS going to take another fucking commercial break, even though they just took one. And we'll get back to the action here shortly. It's 10-7.
Last night. If only Progressive had renter's insurance like their home insurance.
That way we could bundle our cars and get the same 24/7 protection.
Totally.
Totally is the best word ever.
Totally.
Totally.
Totally. Totally.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5. That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
As a prosecutor, I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on investing right now in you, the American people. And we can chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I don't know about any ends, but I'm getting sick and fucking tired of all these damn political commercials. Well, update stats and scores here at halftime. Got a surprise. And a couple other low-scoring games, tie game. Yeah. 1st and 10, LA. Chargers formerly in San Diego. First and 10 from the 8. Come on, defense. Pass complete. Now past the 20 to 25. God damn. And it looks like Jackson's hurt. Holding his right arm. So the Steelers are going to be charged a timeout with the injury. which, of course, you don't want to stop the clock and give them even more time after a big first down like that. But, you know, he gets hurt, so, I mean, this is what it is. You know, because they once again almost got to him, but no cigar. And it seems like, yeah, it's his upper right arm. So 1st and 10. And Peyton Wilson hits him in the middle, about a 3-yard gain up to the 28. So 2nd and 7. And more pressure, a dump off, and they wrap him up. I think the Chargers wanted a late hit on that, but they're not going to get it because it wasn't a late hit. Pittsburgh with another timeout. So, I mean, shit, they still might get the ball back with no timeouts and under a minute to play if they can get a stop here on 3rd down. They'll take a quick 30-second split-screen commercial. Third and 6. See if they can finally get to him or not. No, dump off, and he's going to get a 1st down, so let the clock run. Let them fucking worry about it now. I believe they just called a timeout with 1:03 to go. So new set of downs for the Chargers. Like I was saying, yeah, TJ really hasn't done much. And neither has Highsmith, neither has, you know, Hayward or Benton in the middle up front, Ogunjobi, other than, you know, making tackles on a gang tackle or whatnot on a run. But they've been able to get to him, but they haven't been able to wrap him up. He's just too quick getting rid of the ball. Highsmith off the edge. Oh, my God. Missed the sack, and then they almost picked it off and they dropped it. And right through the arms of Patrick Queen. Second and 10. Pass incomplete. 3rd down. Get a stop on 3rd down here. I mean, you got a timeout to use if you need to stop the clock or another incompletion, whatever. You still might even get the ball back here again. Like now, this final 2 minutes is really slowed down. It hasn't gone as fast as the rest of the first half has. Third and 10. Come on, defense. Play clock at 2-1. That's delay of game. I know they called timeout. They called a timeout. So, of course, CBS is going to take another commercial break as well. Good God. How many fucking commercial breaks can you have in a first half like this? Seems like one after every drive. Normally there's one or two that they'll play through it. You know, they're not going to break, but they're... Well, because it seems like this is going to be the first game to go to halftime. They don't want this game to fly by. They want, you know, this to still go 3 hours and, you know, be in line with everything else going on. 3rd and 10. Come on, D. And they'll run a draw. Timeout, timeout, timeout. With 52 seconds, they run by, get about 4 yards. 4th and 6. They'll punt. So Pittsburgh can get the ball back. 52 seconds before the punt. Be about 45 probably after the punt. With no timeouts. Down 3. Length of the field to go to tie it up before halftime, let alone take a lead. And then they'll get the ball back to begin the second half, as I've mentioned. So, just don't do anything stupid. Don't throw pick 6. Don't, you know, get sacked and a fumble, scoop, and score. Don't, yeah, just... We'll see how the first probably 2 plays go. Obviously, get out of bounds. Stop the clock since you don't have any timeouts. Fair catch at the 14. So, yeah, 44 seconds. Got a 1st and 10 and a ways to go. Yeah, with no timeouts, so get the hell out of bounds. Like I said, we'll see how the first 2 plays go and then see what they do on that 3rd play. But I'd probably run a screen here on 1st down just to get out of bounds. You know, 2nd and manageable. You know, work over the middle as well. Take a shot. Fields complete. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Got 2nd and 1. Gotta go. Come on, let's go. Snap the fucking ball. They do. Fields all day to throw. Far side, high, but caught. Out of bounds is Pickens. 1st down, Pittsburgh with 19 seconds. There you go. And now, see where they spot it at. Looks like the 45, 46-yard line, give or take. Midfield, actually. Yeah, midfield. So Boswell getting ready on the sideline. Yeah, 1st and 10 from midfield, 19 seconds, no timeouts. Get a 1st down, 15, 20 yards. You're definitely in field goal range. Fields down the middle, caught, Freiermuth. And then they're going to say he dropped it incomplete rather than a catch and a fumble. But then even, why not take a shot? But I think the shot's probably off the table now. It worked down the middle. Freiermuth just couldn't hold on to it. Luckily, it wasn't picked off after a bobble or 2. Because they had a ton of defenders right there. But, yeah, it's... just get in field goal range and kick it. Fields far side, caught. Calvin Austin for another 5-6 yards. 3rd down coming up as he runs the ball back to the middle of the field with the clock stopped because he got out of bounds. Give the ball to the ref. Got both in. 1, 2, that's a catch. Control and possession. Yep, that's the catch. And, yeah, don't take a sack. Do not take a sack here. You take a sack, it's halftime. Fields going to roll out and then just throw it away. So, 4th down with 6 seconds. And now they're going to have to kick a long field goal. And luckily they didn't throw intentional grounding on that, because if so, then that would have been, you know, lost down, still be fourth down, but then it would have been a 10-second runoff, if I'm not mistaken, since we're under 2 minutes, they don't have a timeout, so clock would have expired. This field goal is going to be what, 45, 55, 62, 63 yards to tie it at halftime. 62-yarder, yeah. High snap, but no kick because the Chargers called their third and final timeout to ice him. Even though he faked like he was going to kick it, you know, get another warm-up kick in there. So, 62-yarder to tie it to the river going into halftime, and then momentum, get the ball back to begin the second half. But here we go with the kick.
Well, Jen, honestly, there's really very little wind down here. You can see the flags, but nothing's really swirling. It is just
From the left hash, a 62-yarder to tie it at halftime. Snap, hold, kick. Nope, wide right. He missed it. So that's his first missed field goal of the season. So of course, still got 1 second, so the Chargers are going to have to come out, take a knee, or heave it. He had the distance, but he just hooked it wide right. But what can you do? So he's going to head into the locker room early. Obviously, they don't need him for this 1 second. Chargers are going to run a play. They're going to heave it. Yeah, you're at the 48-yard line. Why not? It's like you got to go 100 yards. Herbert drops back. Herbig off the edge. Herbert chucks it into the end zone. Bat it down, bat it down. It falls incomplete. And that was close. So incomplete. It's 10-7 Chargers at halftime. Steelers getting the ball back to begin the second half, though. Yeah, he probably should have caught that. So, 10-7 halftime score. Pittsburgh getting the ball back to begin the second half. Herbert is 12 of 16, 125 yards and a touchdown. Dobbins has 39 yards rushing on 11 carries. Quentin Johnson, 2 of 44 in the score. Ladd McConkey, 2 of 26. Disley has 3 catches, 19 yards. Justin Fields is 14 of 17, 105 yards passing. The Steelers have no running game. You know, if they had a running game, I mean, you might be tied at 10, you might have a lead. So, can they run the football in the second half when they need to? Because that might, you know, determine on if they're going to win or lose this game. Pickens has 3 catches, 35 yards. Scotty Miller, 1 of 20. Freiermuth, 2 of 15. Naj has 14 yards. Calvin Austin, third, also 14 yards on 2 catches. Darrell Patterson, 2 of 9. Connor Hayward has a catch for 2 yards. They have no running game offensively. None. And, you know, they only have 1 tackle for loss. It's Cam Hayward on a run. I mean, they've been able to get a little bit of pressure on Herbert, but they haven't been able to wrap him up. He's been able to throw it away. Let alone still complete, you know, the pass. You know, the difference in this game is Chris Boswell right there. Well, the Chargers making a field goal, and Chris Boswell there missing the 62-yarder heading into halftime, and then the Hail Mary and they bat it down, it falls incomplete. So I mean, Waitman ain't putting the ball that bad either, and his new gig, taking over for Cam Johnston because he's hurt. But here we are, low scoring, defensive showdown. It took a little while for these teams to get going. Had 4 total punts on the first 4 drives. 2 by the Chargers, 2 by the Steelers. Then on the third drives, Chargers drove and scored. The Steelers responded and scored themselves. Chargers kicked the field goal. The final 2 minutes there were pretty long. Pittsburgh was like, all right, well, with 3:16 to play, you get the ball back. After that field goal, maybe drive and score, but nothing. So the Chargers get the ball back. They couldn't even do anything themselves. So the Steelers were calling their timeouts to get the ball back. With under a minute left, they did drive, missed 60-yarder, and then the Chargers still got the ball back once more. Hail Mary, no good. Halftime, it's 10-7. So they show off some highlights. We'll update some scores in a minute. The Chargers have 9 first downs compared to the Steelers' 6. The refs have let them play. There's only been 2 penalties called in this game for 15 yards. They're both against the LA Chargers, who, in the meantime, though, are in possession 16-20 to 13-40. Neither team is really that good on third down. Chargers are 2 of 6, Steelers are 3 of 7. But the difference is the run game, because passing game, I mean, Herbert has 125 yards. The Fields is 100. And then, overall as a team in run game, the Chargers have 48 yards to the Steelers 14. So if Pittsburgh can run the football in the second half, get momentum on their side, defense makes a stop or 2, they should be all right. I mean, I think you're still going to be looking at a turnover probably to determine this game, because it's just that old school smash mouth football once again. Low scoring defense showdown. What defense is going to bend doesn't break, but what offense is going to make a play when they need to. So we'll see. But yeah, that's where we sit at halftime, 10-7. And Pittsburgh's going to get the ball back to begin the second half. So right now in the NFL, update some scores. Have 7 games on here at 1 o'clock. After the Jets beat the Patriots on Thursday Night Football, 24-3. Right now, we have the Giants leading the Browns 14-7. Green Bay's up on Tennessee 20-7. Colts leading the Bears 7-0. Vikings 14-0 leading Houston. You think 10-7's low scoring at halftime. Saints are leading the Eagles 3-0, and both offenses have shown they've been able to score so far this season. But hey, now they're matched up, and the defense is showing out. Obviously, 10-7 here, the Chargers leading the Steelers at half, and the Broncos leading the Buccaneers 17-7. At 4 o'clock, we have the Panthers and Raiders, the Dolphins and Seahawks, the Ravens and Cowboys, the 49ers and Rams, and the Lions and Cardinals. Sunday Night Football is Chiefs-Falcons, and then a Monday Night Football doubleheader tomorrow night is Jaguars, Bills, and the Washington Redskins football team, Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call them, in Cincinnati taking on the Bengals. Week 4 in the NFL will kick off on Thursday night. We'll have the Cowboys and Giants. Next Sunday, obviously, Pittsburgh is going to be on at 1 o'clock once again before they then get into a few primetime games in October as they play at the Colts next week. So be sure to tune in live right here on YouTube for that game. Next week, also at 1 o'clock, week 4 already in the NFL, We'll have the Saints and Falcons, the Rams and Bears, Vikings, Packers hate each other, Broncos, Jets, Eagles, Bucks should be pretty good. The Bengals are going to be in Carolina taking on the Panthers, so some cats meowing and fighting off with the Jaguars in Houston, then taking on the Texans. Commanders, Cardinals, Patriots, 49ers, Browns, Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers, and the AFC West. And then Sunday Night Football next week is Bills, Ravens, and another Monday Night Football doubleheader next Monday night as well, with the Titans and Dolphins and Seahawks, Lions. So that's the NFL Week 3 to Week 4 for you. And as there's been a lot of injuries in the NFL this season, obviously it's still next man up mentality. You play with who you have. That's why you have them on the roster to begin with. You know, it's still early. I mean, some teams are starting to find some rhythm. You know, some teams are going to hope to not lose any more in a row, you know, to start off the year. Because you don't want to be down too much early and then need to do a lot late. You want to be balanced. You want to be right there in the middle of the pack and then get hot, you know, when it matters later on in the year, and then carry that on in the playoffs. But obviously it's still September, so a lot of football has to be played. But that's Week 3, and then a preview of Week 4. College football this past weekend, and a preview for next week as well, I might add. We had South Alabama beat App State 48-14. Stanford won at Syracuse on a game-winning field goal, 26-24. And then Illinois went to Nebraska, won in overtime, 31-24. And Washington State beat San Jose State in double overtime, 54-52. Excuse me. Texas beat Louisiana Monroe 51-3. Ohio State with a 49-14 win over Marshall. Ole Miss 52-13 win over Georgia Southern. Tennessee went to Norman, Oklahoma, beat the Sooners 25-15. Missouri in double overtime beat Vandy 30-27. The U beat USF, South Florida Bulls, 50-15. Penn State shut out Kent State 56-0 and set a new program record for total offensive yardage in that game yesterday. Michigan with a late scoring drive, winning at home in the Big House over USC in their Big Ten debut, 27-24. Utah went on the road for the first time in the Big 12, won at Oklahoma State 22-19. BYU was down 3 points, 6-3, as they neared halftime, and then they put it to Kansas State. Literally, they scored a lot in a short amount of time, from right before halftime to coming out of halftime, and didn't look back. And BYU got a upset win at home last night, 38-9 over Kansas State. LSU beat UCLA 34-17. Bruins now host Oregon before they come to Penn State. 28-3 win for Notre Dame over Miami, Ohio. Louisville with a 31-19 win over Georgia Tech. Iowa State 52-7 win over Arkansas State. Clemson put up almost 60, 1 point shy of that at 59, defeating NC State 59-35. Northern Illinois upset Notre Dame a couple weeks ago. They had a bye week, then they lose in overtime yesterday by 3 to Buffalo, 23-20. Texas A&M 26-20 win over Bowling Green out of the MAC. Florida with a 45-28 win at Mississippi State. Indiana 52-14 win over Charlotte. Maryland beat Villanova 38-20. James Madison went to Chapel Hill, put up 50 in the first half, and beat the Tar Heels 70-50, your final score. Cincinnati shut out Houston 34-0. West Virginia, another weather delay in Morgantown, came back late and scored with under a minute to go. 32-28 win for the Mountaineers over Kansas. Tulane beat Louisiana Lafayette 41-33. Army with a 37-14 win over Rice. Kentucky 41-6 victory over Ohio. That's OHIO. A state that the Steelers won't be visiting or playing against for a good while, because you look at the Steelers schedule, they don't play anybody in the AFC North until right before Thanksgiving. So if they can take care of business from now until then, then we'll see what happens in those games, because they'll have a tough stretch, from there on out the rest of the way. But about to start the second half, it looks like they're down 10-7. They're going to get the ball, though, to begin the second half after just missing a 62-yard field goal prior to halftime. So, it could be tied at 10 right now, but it's 10-7. Yeah, that's the thing. As I've been saying, turnovers with how good these defenses are playing might overall be the difference in this game. So Steelers offense going to be out there, though, first to begin the second half. So we'll see what they do, if they can get a drive going. Like I said, tie this game up as they almost did before halftime, let alone take a lead. And then you have momentum and rhythm on your side. You got the crowd on your side, obviously. You're playing at home. Run the fucking football, though. I mean, seriously, you have 14 yards rushing in the first half. I mean, that's absolutely fucking pathetic. Run the goddamn ball. So we'll continue to update college football recap and preview momentarily. So stay tuned for that. Put a touchback on the kickoff. So 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 30-yard line. Here's are about to begin the third quarter, second half, down 3, 10-7. Mike Tomlin interview at halftime. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Herbig. Yep. So Highsmith is injured, and Herbig's going to be playing a lot now on the other side, opposite of TJ Watt, it looks like, on the defensive line. Out of the pistol on offense, Fields on 1st and 10 from the 30 will hand off to Najee Harris for about 5, maybe 6 yards. Second down and medium coming up. So, building blocks. You got to get something going here, capitalize off of it, one thing at a time, one play at a time. Get a first down, keep the drive going. I mean, a scoring drive, they had, like you said, 3 or 4 first downs, for God's sake. I mean, they had something going there before halftime, too, and then it stalled out, and you kick a long 62-yard field goal. I mean, he gets in within 60. I mean, he fucking makes it if he doesn't shank it and hook it wide right. Hand off to Najee Harris. Stiff arms on 2nd and 4. Going to be a 3rd and a yard, 3rd and a long 2, maybe. So see if they can convert, get a first down here, and then we'll work from there. But, yeah. At least they've cleaned up the penalties. Yeah, at least they've cleaned them up. Hand off on a draw, Jalen Warren right there at the marker. We'll see if they give him a spot. And that looks to be enough for a first down. Right at the 40. Move it. That's a Pittsburgh Steeler. First down. Keep it going. Out of the pistol again. Hand off Najee Harris, but he's going to lose 4 yards. So Joey Bose is out for the rest of the game on the Chargers' defensive side of things. Alex Highsmith doubtful to return on Pittsburgh. But still TJ Watt, obviously. They have depth. It's just who steps up. Fields pass caught. Miller gets about 9, maybe 10. I don't know if you want to start cracking them, but they got a penalty on the play. Personal foul. Face mask on the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down. Move it. Clearly, yeah.
But getting into the empty formations really can affect certain schemes and systems, and I feel like that's a good adjustment. I want to see that a few more times because if things are covered, Fields can use his legs, spread them out wider, make space, and work the inside the field against this Chargers.
So from the 38, they're knocking on the door. Fake the give, roll out, complete, Freiermuth, got another flag on the play. He's going to hop inside the 30 down to the 21. But we'll see what the penalty is. It might be coming back for a hold or an illegal formation. Or maybe the Chargers are offside.
Maybe legal formation on offense. The tight end might not have been on the ball.
Yep, I just said that. God damn. Of course, their first fucking penalty comes on a big play like that. God damn, man. So it's going to wipe that out. They'll back it up.
7 guys in the line of scrimmage. You got the 5 linemen. He's 6. One of these 2 has to be on. So as soon as you put your head back there, they're going to call that every time. That's a good call.
So first and 15, and yeah, we'll see where they mark it at. For the 42, 43-yard line.
First down, early down. So Walter, he was slow to get up. He makes his way back to the huddle. Yeah, that instead of an 18-yard pass play down to the 20, they take it back to the 42. We played it down. And there's no...
Run a screen, run a draw, get that yardage back. Go fucking deep, though. I mean, seriously, take a fucking shot. Fields, down the middle, high, incomplete, intended for Patterson. So 2nd and 15. Now get yourself a 3rd and manageable, please. And then work from there. Because you don't want to be 3rd and 15 and, you know, right there, potentially to kick another long field goal. Like, you know, try to get as much yardage as you can here if you're not going to score, so you can still kick it and tie it up. And then remember, they make the field goal before halftime, have a field goal here, you have a lead. You know, the defense is, you know, playing with a lead. Fake the give, Fields going to step up, dump it off, but Najee Harris goes nowhere. God damn it. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 still. Can you get 8 yards, 10 yards? How about more than that in a first down to the 16? Calvin Austin down the middle. Just sped his way through the defense, and I don't know where the hell that came from because it was fast. But, hey, they did what they had to do, and they get a first down, they move the sticks. Now you got to fucking score on this drive for sure. I mean, seriously, come on. He just got right behind the backer and, you know, off to the races before they bring him down. At the 17, they mark it. 1st and 10, handoff Warren, but nowhere to go. They still don't have a fucking running game. I mean, credit the Charger defense. They're stopping the run, but you got to get this fucking run game going. You know, because you don't want to be one-dimensional. You're one-dimensional. You're throwing the whole entire time. They know you're going to be throwing them the whole game. They got to try to get balanced here and fucking run the football. Consistently at that. Or at least if you're not running the ball, run some fucking screens. Well, those are halfback screens, side end screens. Oh my God, what kind of fucking toss was that? Seriously. So Yeah, now they're just going to continue to go backwards again. 3rd and 13 to 20. So it looks like they're still going to have to settle for 3. Empty set. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off. Fields. Far side in the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Austin. So here comes Boswell to kick it. Tied up 10. 9:09 to play in the 3rd. Once again, this would be for the lead if he would have made the 62-yarder prior to halftime, but it wasn't like it was a 26-yarder. This is going to be from what? 20, 30, right 37, 38 yards. Yeah, 38-yard field goal to tie it at 10. And good. All right. 10 apiece with 9 and change to play in the 3rd. So they go on a 6-minute scoring drive to begin the second half. Now it's in the defense's hands to get the stops you need that they haven't been able to get to Justin Herbert yet today, and maybe get a turnover or 2 off of them and then capitalize off of that, because that might be the difference in this game when it's all said and done. But 10 apiece. Back to this college football recap. Left off in the Midwest. Central Michigan beat Ball State 37-34. Virginia with a 43-24 win at Coastal Carolina. Temple, they kicked a 64-yard field goal yesterday, the longest in college football since 2008. Winning 45-29 over Utah State. Eastern Michigan shut out St. Francis 36-zip. Jacksonville State won for the first time this year, 44-7 over Southern Miss. Nevada with a 49-16 win over Eastern Washington. Whoopig-Suey, Arkansas went to the Plains, beat up on the Auburn Tigers, winning by 10, 24-14. Rutgers went to Blacksburg and beat the Hokies Virginia Tech by 3, 26-23. UMass 35-31 win over Central Connecticut. Pitt put up 73 yesterday at home against Youngstown State. Most points they've scored in a few years. 73-17 win over the Penguins. And then, of course, Pittsburgh's hosting the Chargers here today. Texas Tech with a 30-22 win over Arizona State. 56-44 win for Navy over Memphis, who beat Florida State last week. Seminoles did pick up their first win last night. UTSA beat Houston Christian 45-7, 45-17 win for Duke over Tennessee State. TCU and SMU, when I saw it today during the Penn State game, it was like 9-0 and then like 17-7, I think. Final score was SMU 66-44 over TCU. Colorado State 27-17 over UTEP. Monmouth picked up their first FBS win, defeating FIU 45-42. Liberty came from behind, beat East Carolina 35-24. Had a odd scoregami 24-5 win in the Purple Big Ten, with Washington defeating Northwestern 24-5. Maybe a little kickstart for the Steeler defense. Got a return by the Chargers, and they only get to the 10-yard line. So there's a spark for you. Defense going to have the Charger offense backed up. See if they can get after him, like I said. At least sack his ass. Force a throwaway. Force, bad throw and interception. Strip sack, fumble, whatever it may be. Just get pressure on. They've been able to get to him a little bit, not much. But he's good at getting rid of the ball and just pressure on the defense. Come on, let's go. 1st and 10 Chargers from the 12-yard line after the return. Herbert's up under center, out of the eye. Maybe a false start. No, they fake the give. Down the middle, incomplete. And it seems like Dante Jackson is A-OK after a injury scare in the first half to his right arm. But he's back out there, so.
That's what he's done. He's gone against Crosby, Clowney, now TJ Watt, and outside of one or two plays today, I mean, he's played outstanding.
So 2nd and 10. And Herbig off the edge. There you go. Ball's out. Strip sack, but they recover. So 3rd and long. Get after him again. Yeah, you can, try to protect Justin Herbert all game and keep TJ Watt, away from him. But remember, Highsmith off the edge, Herbig off the edge. Highsmith hurt. Herbig steps in. A couple Badgers getting after a duck. 3rd and 15. And pass high, incomplete. Somebody would have been there, would have been picked off, maybe returned for a touchdown, but incomplete. 4th down, they'll punt as they go 3 and out to begin the second half. And now Pittsburgh offensively, after getting a field goal, tying it up, defense gets them a stop. Go on a drive and score. Take a lead. And a hang time punt. Fair caught at the 46-yard line. So flag on the play in the meantime. But yeah, they're going to be in Charger territory right off the bat.
Deep down the field, 39-yard punt.
Player out of bounds on the Chargers. So be tacked on to the end of the run. Fair catch. So yeah, they'll start inside the fucking 40 of the Chargers to begin this drive. Yeah, he didn't push him out. He just ran out and ran back in. Of course, you got to reestablish yourself. And then he was also the first to the tackle. I mean, it was a fair catch, but, still first to the ball. But, all right, 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. We're tied at 10 after defense just got him a stop. And, basically you're already in fucking field goal range after that punt and the penalty. So get a run game going here. I mean, seriously, run the goddamn fucking football. Work some clock if you can. I mean, I get you don't have that far to go to score a touchdown if you are going to score, but you should be able to at least get 3 points on this drive now, just because of the field position. So if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised one fucking bit, but just, don't start shooting yourself in the foot. No penalties, just no turnovers. Maybe take a shot right off the bat. Go deep on this first play of the next drive. Why not? So we'll see. I doubt they do that, though, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, but they have the edge, and if they can get a lead, defense is, fueled and playing with a lead. You get this game into the 4th quarter, you're going to have a good chance to hold on and win the game at that point. So we'll see. And we'll get back to these college football scores momentarily in a preview for next week still. So stay tuned for that. But, we'll see the offense. Being balanced, being consistent. Work some plays in that would revolve around, the run game with, your blocking schemes. Run some fucking screens. I mean, seriously. Run a halfback screen. Form. Get the tight ends involved. Run a tight end screen. Go tipped. And then caught by somebody. I don't know who. It looks like it's picked off. So, oh, God, of course. they do turn the ball over one play after getting a stop on defense, and that's the Steelers' first turnover of the year. God damn it. Well, you can't. You can't throw a slant behind the fucking when he's covered. And then he gets tipped. It's in the air. Free ball for anybody who wants to come down with it. And they do. Interception. And now back to the defense. Need another stop for him.
Great. I'm going to tell them you're interested.
Just, that's frustrating, man. When you had good field position, you know, and you just tied the game up, the defense just got you a stop, and then what do? One play later, you turn it over. So back to the defense, needing them to get another stop. Just shoot yourselves in the foot. You know, why don't you aim a little fucking higher next time and put us all out of our goddamn fucking misery. Still, you know, a lot of football to be played, though, mid-third quarter. It's just going to be back to the defense, needing them another stop. You know, and it's really, we'll get into the fourth quarter, and it's going to be close if it ain't still tied as it is now, and it's going to be make or break. You know, can the defense get them a stop? Can the offense, you know, score a touchdown? Can the offense, you know, get in field goal range, kick a game winner potentially? Just keep getting after Herbert. You know, rarely got to him in the first half. They did there just on the last drive, but then guess what? Offense turns it over. Like, that's just a killer. Like, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them in the ass, because that's the first turnover. We'll see what the Chargers do with it, and if they drive and score, and, you know, that's the difference, and, well, you look back on it, well, they won because of a, you know, turnover and win by 7. Just, So 1st and 10 LA. Come on, defense. From the 34. Herbert fakes a give. Down he goes on the sack. Landon Roberts, Nick Herbig, Keanu Benton, DeMarvin Leal. 2nd and 19. Pressure, keep getting after him. Cam Hayward there as well. And now Herbert's limping a little bit. Remember, he had the ankle injury coming into the game. They'll run a draw. He's really limping now. Handoff. Herbig on the tackle. So 3rd and 18 coming up. Yep. Keep getting after him. I'm telling you. Herbert's coming out. Herbert is coming out for 3rd and 18. 3rd and 8, and he's down on the ground on the sideline now. 3rd and 18 for the Chargers offensively. And backup quarterback in. So come on, defense. Let's get after him. They'll run a draw. TJ Watt on the tackle. 4th down. Chargers won't do anything with the Steeler turnover. Pittsburgh's going to get the ball back. Yeah, you're not going to have the same field position you just had, but you're going to have now a damn good opportunity to go drive and score, take a lead, And then we'll see what Justin Herbert's status is at that point, if he's going to come back in or if he's going to be out the rest of the way. And then defensively, boom. Keep getting after him as they, have since halftime, from one quarterback to the next. They almost blocked the punt. A fair catch of the 15, 1st and 10 Pittsburgh from there. 5:40 to play in the third quarter. We're tied at 10. But, if you can get some points on this drive or sometime soon, get after the quarterback, whether it be Herbert, whether it be the backup. Defense, should have a good chance to win you the game in the fourth quarter. And one of these 2-0 teams is going to get to 3-0. The other going to fall 2-1, unless they fucking tie and they're 2-0-1. But Peyton. So is it Peyton Manning or Peyton Manning? But yeah, we'll see what happens. Go from there. Offense, you still got to run the fucking football. Come on, seriously, run the goddamn ball. Back to these college football scores from this weekend. We left off with Washington beating Northwestern 24-5. UConn beat Florida Atlantic 48-14. Florida State with a 14-9 win over Cal. Troy with a 34-12 win over Florida A&M. Tulsa won in overtime at Louisiana Tech 23-20. Sam Houston State 31-11 win over New Mexico State. Western Kentucky 26-21 win over Toledo. North Texas 44-17 win over Wyoming. South Carolina beat Akron 50-7. Iowa went to Minnesota, won the Pig, the Floyd of Rosedale 31-14 over the Golden Gophers. Boston College in the red bandana game in the pouring rain beat Michigan State out of the Big Ten 23-19. Baylor, Colorado was very good, to say the least. And Colorado hit a Hail Mary to force overtime, and then they win in an OT. And they stormed the field not once, but twice. So 38-31 win for the Buffs as they're back in the Big 12, hosting Baylor, winning in overtime. Fresno State beat New Mexico 38-21. Oregon State wins by the same score over Purdue. Boise State 56-14 win, over Portland State, and then Hawaii 36-7 win over Northern Iowa. And then now next, we'll preview college football from next weekend. In the meantime, though, 1st and 10 Pittsburgh from the 15-yard line. Run the ball. Thank you. 3-4 yards up the middle. And then a suplex on the tackle. I'm telling you, run the goddamn ball. Work clock. So from the 18, 2nd and 7. Fake the give. Fryermuth complete near side. He gets to the 21 for 3. So 3rd and 4. Herbert's walking on the sideline and about to go into the medical tent. So 3rd and 4 from the 21. Fields over the middle, caught Fryermuth out past the 30. Still going to the 36, 1st down. Move those chains. And a late flag. Helmet to helmet. Should be a 15-yard personal foul, automatic 1st down. Move them. Unnecessary roughness officially. Yep. 15 yards, automatic 1st down. And 66. has reported eligible for Pittsburgh.
So watch right here. This is the middle of the field. You got one-on-one. Go up, pretend you go outside, then come back in. These people are going to be moving over.
And the middle's been there for him. It has. Keep going. To it with Austin in motion. Maybe go deep down the middle. Now out of the pistol. Hand off, Najee Harris. Bring the Hogs in for 6, maybe 7 yards. Run the goddamn ball. Yes, thank you. Keep running it. And for the first time today, they show Russell Wilson on the sideline. It took him till the end of the third quarter, but 2nd and 4. Fields gonna get sacked. God damn it. Well, it seemed like as they faked the run. Yeah, exactly. He missed the pass block. Fields, far side, caught Pickens, but he's going to be short, it looks like. It's going to be 4th and about 2. 4th and a long one. Got a flag on the play, though. And then a roughing the passer on the Chargers. 15 yards, automatic first down. Let's go. So now penalties are killing the Chargers, whereas Pittsburgh, even at a 2-0 start, penalties were killing in the first 2 games. Now they've cleaned that up. Oh, yeah, that's right in front of the fucking ref. And he literally took him down after the pass. 2 former Bears. 1st and 10. From the 26, they're in field goal range. Run the ball. Thank you, Najee Harris. Another flag on the play, though. It's probably another illegal formation, honestly. They've been calling a lot of that this year. Yeah.
Illegal formation. Offense only 6 on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. First down. I thought when they were motioning over, someone was going to adjust, and then they snapped it. So watch right here. There's no receiver outside of him. So remember, 7 people have to be on the line. There's only 6, 5 linemen and that receiver. Everyone else is off the line. That's illegal in the NFL.
So 1st and 15. We near the end of the third quarter already. And Fields pass caught. Patterson breaks a tackle, gets those penalty yardage back. But it'll be 2nd and 9. Toss to Harris, hits the hole, gets 8 yards. But it's still going to be 3rd and short. We give them 7 officially, 3rd and 2. Under a minute to play in 3rd. Going to the fucking tight end, but I'm only going to get 3 yards here on 3rd and 2. Get a first down unless you're going to score. Fields going to avoid a sack, and then he goes down. God damn it. Got to throw it away. Flag on the play. Maybe a horse collar. Or a defensive hold. Holding on the defense. Automatic first down. First down, Pittsburgh. And they'll wind the clock, and then they'll probably take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Yeah, that's clearly a penalty at the 5-yard line, or else Pickens would have been wide open in the end zone. Well, they actually will have to snap it. Play clock's going to be right under the game clock, even with them winding it. Well, that's simultaneous. They're still going to snap it, though, it looks like. 1st and 10. Just to be safe. You don't want to get a 5-yard delay of game called on you. And they'll run it. Najee Harris up the middle to the 11. So they'll have a 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9 to begin the 4th quarter. We're tied at 10. About to begin the 4th quarter. Steelers knocking on the door. Looking to take their first lead of the game. So we'll see if they can get a field goal, touchdown, 13, 17, 10. See about Justin Herbert and his ankle injury. And then see if the defense can continue to get after the quarterback, whoever the hell is going to be in. Whether it's him, whether it's the backup. And then they score here, you're playing Renegade. The defense is getting out there and making a stop. So, yeah, you score a touchdown. Pressure's on the Chargers to do something. Because they haven't done anything since first half. Seriously, they haven't. It's turned into one of those games. Tale of two halves, even though Pittsburgh has done, a little here and there from the entire start. So, yeah, we got to score. I'll take the 3, but I would love a touchdown right now. And who you going to? Freiermuth's had a couple catches on this drive. They've been running Naj. I don't know if you go back to a quarterback run as you scored on that earlier. Just don't turn it over, Seriously, don't turn it over because you got a field goal at least. They seemingly wanted to go to Pickens on that last play, or next last play, but then the defensive holding, so they get the first down out of it. And you're cutting it a little too close, a little short to continue to work the middle, say to Calvin Austin or to say Patterson. Scotty Miller had a big catch earlier. But you're in the red zone, I'm going to the tight ends. Whether that's Freiermuth, whether that's Darnell Washington, who had a touchdown last week. Connor Hayward. Yeah. 2nd and 9 from the 12. They'll toss it to Naj, but he's going to lose a couple yards. And actually somehow got back to the line of scrimmage before they push him out of bounds. No late hit, so 3rd down. Like I said, I'm going to the tight ends here. I am. Run a fucking post to the back corner or something like that, or hit him in the flat. 3rd and 9, get a first down. Because you can still get goal to go here. And then fucking pound it in, run it. If you can somehow get a first down at the 3. Fields, far side. Incomplete, intended for Pickens. So they'll kick it. Go up 13-10 with a make. And then still on the defense to get a stop. So, yeah. Just a go and then an out route. It did look like he was going to have Darnell Washington sort of near side, but over the middle. So Boswell's field goal 12, 22, 30 yards, 29, 30 yards. Yeah, 30-yard field goal here. From the right hash, kicks good, just barely. Hoo-wee. Thought he was going to doink that for a second. So with 14-14 to play, Pittsburgh takes their first lead, 13-10 here. Yeah, oh mama, Q Renegade, if you will. Wave those terrible towels. And see if the defense can get a stop. Get a turnover off of it. But just don't allow them to drive on your ass and take up time. Now, if you do, only make sure they only get a field goal out of it. Don't let them score. Because then, 14 minutes is a hell of a lot of time still. Because you're going to have a good portion of the fourth quarter to still do something yourself. But, just say hypothetically, they do drive, which you don't want them to. You want to get a turnover here. Overall, just going to stop on defense. But say they drive, kick it, you're tied at 13. Okay, ball's in your court then to go do something. Field goal, yeah, put you back on top, but then they're probably going to get the ball back to have a chance to win it then with a touchdown, let alone field goal tie to force overtime. But then say, they drive, score a touchdown, they're up 17-13. Field goal ain't going to cut it for you, because then you'd still be down one. You need a touchdown to go up 20-17. Guess what? They're probably still going to get the ball back, with a chance to win it with a touchdown, field goal to tie, still to force overtime again. So that's why this drive coming up, you need to stop. And yeah, there you go. Thought so, told you. So, first Renegade of 2024. And we'll see if the defense can get a big stop. So Pittsburgh on to kick off. Chargers getting the ball. We'll see if Renegade strikes again. And they'll return it 3 yards deep. 15, 20, and down he goes. That's a 10-yard difference if you just take a knee. No Justin Herbert. No Justin Herbert. Looks like he's going to be done for the rest of the game. Pressure. Get after him. But watch your ass, though, too. Don't give up a big play. Stop the run. Taylor Heineke from Old Dominion. Most recently played with Arthur Smith in Atlanta, I might add. But was good when he was the skin. They run the ball for about 5-6 yards. Second down coming up. And they're going to run the ball. So stop the run. Like I said, though, force pressure. Get a sack or two. Get a turnover. Capitalize off that. That might do it for you. If you can go up, 20-10, that's a 2-score game late in the fourth quarter. And pressure's on them when they haven't done shit since the first half. So, 2nd and 4. Out of the pistol. They'll run it again. And he follows his lead block. Gets about 2, maybe 3 yards. So, 3rd and short. Come on, defense. Come on, let's go. Yes, thank you, Jim Nance. I swear to fucking God, I'm bugged. 3rd and 2. Come on, D. Fake the give. Down the middle. Caught at the 45. First down. With Queen on the coverage. Was that McConkey on the reception? And he just got right behind him. Even though he put his arms up, he still couldn't bat it down. So they convert on 3rd down. I mean, you got to give them credit there, no doubt about it. But, oh, shit, they had Johnson going deep, too. Got to stop the run. Stop the run. Handoff. Tackle for loss, Joey Porter. 2nd and 13-ish. Second and 14, officially. And a late whistle. 3 flags come flying. Got to delay a game. False start.
Steelers have always been known for their run defense for the most part, but having Hayward healthy and Watt makes it really difficult.
Yeah. Delay a game. What? They called delay a game on Pittsburgh. Keanu Benton obviously said something. Get the center to snap the ball. I'd have to see a replay on that, man. I mean, seriously. Yeah, I'd like an explanation, too. I think we all would. All right, whatever. Play through it. 2nd and 9. Heineke hands off. And Queen and Wilson on the hit. Beanie Bishop was about ready to fucking punch the ball out. So 3rd and 5. Oh, well, they flipped. That's legal. How the hell is that? Whatever. They're allowed to motion like that. 3rd and 5. Come on, D. They bring pressure. Watt off the edge. Down goes Heineke. And for the first time today, and for the first time at home this season, TJ Watt with a sack. 4th down. They'll punt. Pittsburgh's getting the ball back. Go get a fucking touchdown drive going. Go 6, 7, 8 minutes and score and seal this sucker. I mean, seriously. Put them the fuck away. They have not been able to close out games. And they've had trouble finding the end zone. Once again, 1 touchdown today and another 2 field goals. Just like it was last week for the 13 points. I mean, shit, they kicked 6 field goals week 1. Now's your fucking chance. They almost blocked the punt again, but now's your chance to go do it. Fair catch to the 15. Nice gold Heineken sounds good right about now, too, I might add. So Pittsburgh's getting the ball back. Up 3, 9:45 to play. George Kittle and his family are going to eat Little Caesars. Go get 5, 6, 7, 8 minute touchdown drive going. I mean, seriously. Because that's probably what it's going to take to win this game. Because even a field goal, you're still only up 6. That's 1 score. They get the ball back. Touchdown for them is going to win it. You go drive, take up time, score. You're up 10. That's 2 score game. You have a 10-point lead. Pressure's on them. You get another stop, game's over. So, we'll see. But it starts up front. Run the ball. I said it at halftime. You know, I said at the start of the game, it was going to be one of these games to begin with, just with how these teams play. Because of who they're coached by, what their identity, what their mentality is. They're going to run the football, they're going to play defense, and, get points any which way they can. And it's a low-scoring defensive showdown, and the Chargers now with a backup quarterback because Justin Herbert's hurt. Pittsburgh at halftime had 14 yards rushing on 8 carries. We're not in the 8-1-4 as we were yesterday in Happy Valley. We're in the 4-1-2 in the Steel City. And they're up 3. I would like them to get up a little bit more than that, more than 4. You're not going to get to 12, but 10's sufficient. I'll take it. Go drive and score a touchdown, please. And run the football, work clock. Just like I said, they've had a hard time scoring touchdowns and they've had a hard time closing out games. But what's new? That's just who they are. It always comes down to the defense. And defense got them a stop. Renegade, for the most part, yes, struck again. The defense got the offense the ball back. Just offensively, nothing stupid now. Don't be shooting yourself in the foot. No penalties, no turnovers. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 16. Fields out of the gun, down the middle. Pickens at the 30, first down. Run the ball. Run the ball. First down. And maybe even take a shot. They have not gone deep at all yet today. Even though the middle's been there, they haven't gone deep. From the 30, 1st and 10. Please run the ball. Fields looking to throw again. Dumps it off. Najee Harris. Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds. He will. Got about 3, maybe 4 yards. There they go. Wind the clock. Yeah, 2nd and 7. And drain this play clock. Don't snap it until you have to. I don't want you snapping the ball with fucking 15 seconds still on the play clock. Get it down under 5. Take as much time as you possibly can. From the 33, Austin in motion. And they'll run it. Harris up the middle. There you go. 8, 9, 10 yards. First down. First down. Move it. Keep running the goddamn ball. Whole way down the field. The whole way down their throat. And they got Mason McCormick, 66 out there, who they drafted out of South Dakota State this past year in the draft, in as an extra blocker. He's been reporting as eligible every play he's been in. Handoff again. Harris. And 2, maybe 3 yards for him. 2nd down. Drain it. Don't snap it until you have to. Get it under 7 minutes here. You drive and score a touchdown. Might be enough. So from the 45, 2nd and 7. Patterson in motion. Fields down the middle. Caught. Austin inside the 30. 25, 20, 15, 10. 5. Touchdown. There you go. There's your big play. Now back to the defense. Get another fucking stop and put them away. Game's over then at that point. Because you're up 2 scores. But if you give up a touchdown, offense got to go back out there and do something. And the turnovers have been nowhere to be found today, even though Pittsburgh turned it over once. Chargers couldn't do anything with it because the Steelers defense made a stop. Renegade struck after the Steelers took a 3-point 13-10 lead. Defense got the offense the ball back, and Fields just found Austin for a big touchdown, extra points up and good. Steelers lead the Chargers 20-10 with 7:02 to play. But it's really the penalties and the injuries that have hurt the Chargers today. So we'll update some stats. No doubt about it. Their biggest play thus far of the season, as Pittsburgh has now officially scored. Well, it was, remember, 7-0, then 7-7, 10-7. Now 20-10. So 13 unanswered. That's 2 scores. They lead by 2 scores at 10. Update some stats. Fields is 24-31 for 247. That touchdown to Calvin Austin from 55 yards. Does have the interception, but they didn't do anything with it. Yes, he's been sacked twice. But then Fields, I mean, shit, he's single-handedly beating the Chargers right now with a passing touchdown. Remember the rushing touchdown earlier to tie it up at 7. And then Boswell has 2 goals. And then remember, shit, even Boswell missed a 62-yarder. Or else they'd be up 13 and not 10. And it's still a 2-score game. You know, and the pressure's really on the Chargers' end. Just not to score, you know, a touchdown and a field goal, but then 2 touchdowns if Boz did make that 62-yarder. But obviously he didn't. And, you know, the offense is starting to come along. But they're helping out Fields in their run game and defensively. That's how they're winning, and then he's making plays too. Because Najee Harris now has 15 carries for 34 yards rushing, half of his season average per game, but they're able to run the football there when they needed to. As a team, they're 22-47 and the touchdown. Calvin Austin stepping up behind George Pickens at wide receiver with 4 catches, 95 yards in the score. Remember, he's battled a lot of injury since coming out of Memphis a couple years back. Had a big touchdown on a Sunday night last year against the Raiders. Big touchdown today against another AFC West team in the Chargers. And back to the defense. Let's see if they can get a stop. You're up 10. You're up 2 scores with 7 and change, 7:02 to play. Touchback on the kick. 1st and 10 LA from the 30. Also, Pickens has 5 catches, 57 yards. Freiermuth 433. Scotty Miller 2 of 31. Najee has 4 catches, 18 yards. Patterson 3 of 15. Really, the only player they haven't got a touch to is Van Jefferson today. But the Steelers were moving on up on that touchdown from 55 yards out, so that's all that fucking matters, and they now have a 10-point lead. So, come on, defense, let's go. LA without Justin Herbert. Taylor Heineke in at quarterback out of the gun. Will fake the give. Off the edge. Down he goes. Nick Herbig with the sack. And this defense has come alive in the second half. They've finally been able to get to the quarterback. The offense is running the football. Fields is making plays, both with his arm and his legs. They're scoring points. Boom. Second and 20. Keep it up. Let's go. Off the edge again. They dump it off, though. Queen on the tackle with... who is that? Meantime, Only a couple yards. 3rd and 14. I saw Queen. I didn't see who the other number was for the tackle. But come on, defense. Let's eat some pie. 3rd and 14. Under 6 to play. Empty set. And they get to him again. Down he goes. Fourth and a mile. They'll punt. Now the offense work the clock. Make them call their timeouts. Get a first down. Ball game. Cam Hayward up the middle. Through a double block. Was the first to get him. And then TJ there to help him out to officially take him down. And last year's Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner credited with the sack. Chargers on the punt. And on the return is Calvin Austin, who just scored the touchdown. Can he get a punt return for a score? No, but he gets to the 32-yard line with now under 5 to play. 1st and 10 Steelers. So let's keep it up. Run the football, work this clock, get a couple first downs, get it under 2 minutes, make them call their timeouts, take a knee, ball game. That's where you're at right now. That is exactly where you're at. So out of the pistol. Run the ball. Can they run the football when they need to? Najee Harris for 3 yards, maybe 4 up the middle. 2nd and 6. Drain the play clock. Don't snap until you have to. Yeah, Chargers, what did them in to this point. And maybe for the game and maybe for weeks and months to come. Who knows? Never want to see anybody get hurt, but it's been the penalties and been the injuries. Freiermuth in motion. Or Pittsburgh stayed healthy and they cut back on the penalties from the first 2 weeks. Fields fakes a give, dumps it off on the screen to Najee Harris, who breaks a tackle, and then he finally goes down. But 3rd and 8. They'll wind the clock, though. Keep it going unless the Chargers just called timeout. Got a whistle. 3rd down coming up. Yeah, Chargers with timeout. 4:03 to play. Pittsburgh's going to have a 3rd down. Can you get a first down? Can you get 9 yards? Maybe go deep. Maybe the dagger. Maybe... I mean, the middle of the field's been there for him all day. Seriously, it has. Go to Freiermuth down the middle of the field. Darnell Washington in motion. 3rd and 8. They'll run Patterson. And he gets a first down. Little end around. Keep the clock rolling. Get a first down in the meantime and keep draining this clock. Make them call their timeouts. Make them call their timeouts. And it all starts up front. Good block by really from the right guard to the left tackle. Swinging and pushing everybody to the left side to open up the hole. Back to the run game. Up under centers. Fields. Miller in motion. Fake the end around to him. Hand off Najee Harris. And he's got a couple blocks. Hurdles a man. First down on an 11-yard pickup. Boom, 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 boom. They weren't able to run the ball at all in the first half, but they're running the football in the second half when they need to. And they're putting them away. This second half performance by the Steelers is Pittsburgh Steelers football. No doubt about it. Chargers with their second timeout. So they got one left, plus the 2-minute warning with 3:13 to play. And then, we'll see here again, 1st and 10, what they got coming up. You know, if you have a second, third down or whatever. But what they draw up then at that point. But, yeah. You just don't want to stop the clock. Handoff Patterson. He gets 4 yards up the middle, 5 yards, second and medium. Chargers might have just called their third and final timeout. Yep. So they're out of timeouts. You got 3:06 to play. You're going to get this to the 2-minute warning with either third down, maybe even a fourth down, we'll see, or a first down. And then if you got a first down with 2 minutes to play, you're kneeing it and ball game. So 2nd and 6. Handoff, Patterson. First down run to the 24. There you go. Keep it going. This is Steeler football. Seriously, it is. This second half, the run game, the defense, the way they've been playing, offenses, in the pass game, doing enough. But they're able to run the football when they need to here. Able to run the football when they need to. They're getting first down. Just nothing stupid. Injured Charger on defense. Whether he's hurt or not, who knows. Don't want to speculate. But, wind that clock. That was a first down. I get with the injury, but wind the fucking clock. Thank you. And here we go, Steelers chant. They're trying to get the crowd to quiet. But 1st and 10 here at 25. Get another first down, game's over. Patterson. He gets 2, maybe 3 yards. They'll take this to the 2-minute warning. Up 10, 20-10. If you got to kick a field goal, I guess go up 23-10 if it comes down to it, okay. You still don't want to risk, getting blocked, them returning it, and then kicking an onside kick and then scoring somehow and winning by 1. That's what that goes back to that 62-yard field goal still, because then they could for sure ice it and go up 16. I get that's still 2 scores at 2 different 8-point touchdowns. They're about to jump around. But 23-10 is better than 20-10. 26-10 is better than both. But you still don't have the 62-yard from earlier. But, you just need a first down. You get a first down, game's over. Because you're at the 2-minute warning, second down coming up. Get a first down again, knee it out, game's over. And you're going to win. You get to 3-0. Chargers lose. Jim Harbaugh would lose as a head coach for the first time in quite a while because, of course, Michigan went undefeated last year and wouldn't have lost then since, I believe, that TCU Fiesta Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, which seems like forever ago at this rate. And it's going to be at the hands of the black and gold. You know, a team he lost to in the AFC Championship game to get to Super Bowl 30 on a Hail Mary. The Steeler defense held. You know, him in the NFL as a head coach before with the Niners, now with the Chargers. That, you know, for the most part, they've had his number. And I mean, this is once again your typical Steeler game as expected at the start. I guess I can probably continue to wear this hat rather than have it be bad luck, because when I wore it last year, they lost. I haven't worn it since. We'll wear it today, and we'll see what happens. Game still officially ain't over yet by any means. But with 2 minutes to play, you get a first down ball game. Even not, you're going to drain the clock before you snap the next, play. And then even, third down to fourth down, potentially, you're going to drain the clock even more unless you get a first down for sure ball game at that point. But, yeah, so we'll see here officially what happens on these next couple plays, and then leave it at that. But offense is getting in the groove. Defense is still Steeler defense. And, Russell Wilson gets hurt. And even though he's our named starter, I'm still not going to say he might lost his job. But as I said, with Harris getting a big first down run inside the 10, still going at the 5, down at the 1. And that will do it. No, it's not a touchdown. He was short. First and goal. We'll see if they knee it or if they, do want to punch it in and go up 16, make it 17. And then you're winning by fucking 2.5, 3 scores, with a touchdown, but then 3 scores if, they had the field goal prior to halftime, for God's sakes. They might just knee it because you don't need to snap it if you don't want to. And then it's ball game. Which that's exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to knee it from the 1 yard line and win 20-10, because they don't need to do anything. Ball game. I mean, it'd been nice if Naj would have ran that in. That's for sure the dagger. But I'm still not, as I was about to say, still not saying with Russ losing his starting gig, that, they're going to either go back to him or not. That jury's still out on that, I think. That's why I said they're going to run with Fields until the wheels fall off. But they're doing enough with him at quarterback, making plays. They're running the football, playing defense, and they're winning. They're 3-0. So, final kneel down, and that'll do it. 20-10, your final score. The Steelers are going to beat the Chargers.
The near future for sure. Busy week for the Chargers trying to get players healthy for the Chiefs coming to town next Sunday in our national doubleheader game on another CBS.
So 3, 2, 1, win. They're 2-0 on the road, 1-0 at home. They're 3-0. Overall, a 20-10 win against the Chargers here. And then they play another C team next week. They got to go to the Colts. And guess what? They're going to give us bonus coverage of the Bears and Colts on CBS. Oh, shit. Still fucking 8 minutes to go. I ain't fucking watching all that and still streaming. I'll wrap this game up. And we'll watch it ourselves. I'm not calling the rest of that. We got the Colts next week. So we'll see. They're winless. They're 0-2. They might be 1-2. They might be 0-3 next week when the Steelers meet at 1 o'clock in the Heartland, taking on the blue and white. And not Penn State, even though they play next Saturday night against Illinois. So be sure to tune in live right here on YouTube. For those live public play, watch along reactions as well, along with Steelers Colts next Sunday at 1. And thanks for tuning in today and watching yet another Pittsburgh Steeler victory, as both Penn State and the Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-0. Pitt for all you Pitt fans out there too. Panthers also haven't lost yet this season either. Big win for the Steelers. Big win for the Steelers. No doubt about it. Early it wasn't looking good for either team. You had a couple punts to begin the game, 4 total to be exact, on 2 drives by the Chargers, 2 drives by the Steelers. Chargers then scored on their 3rd drive. Steelers responded with a touchdown of their own. It was Justin Fields, quarterback keeper, as the middle of the field was there for the most part all entire afternoon for Pittsburgh. They were down 10-7 at halftime. Could have been tied at 10. Boswell missed a 62-yarder. They got the run game going in the second half. Obviously, it helped that, not necessarily the penalties or injuries started to pile up for the Chargers, but the Steelers took advantage of that. And the defense just, was more fuel to the fire. They were able to, just get after the quarterback, and, with the pressure they were bringing all game, they finally were able to get to Herbert, and then Taylor Heineke once Herbert went down. Obviously, I never want to see anybody get hurt. Hopefully everybody that did get hurt today is okay moving forward. But Pittsburgh in the second half, they were able to run the football offensively. Fields, made some throws. Had almost 300 yards passing, for God's sakes. 2 touchdowns. Single-handedly beat him himself, and then Boswell had 2 field goals, and then missed a 62-yarder, which that's going to be, a hit or miss. He hooked it just wide right. It wasn't like he completely shanked it. It had the distance. It was there. It was just wide right, or else, no 3 points on the board for the Steelers. And then maybe, who knows, they, score there, which they just take a knee. Like I said, you're winning by 2.5, 3 scores, rather than just 10. But hey, still a win's a win at the end of the day, and home, away, neutral site, they're winning. They're 3-0 here early in the year, after an 0-3 preseason, which we all know doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't mean shit. Like I said, we'll see how they play the first month or so, and then we'll go from there. Now, with a 3-0 start, you got to continue to build off this. You do. They got to run the football. Fields going to make plays. The defense is going to be there, and Boswell's going to be reliable, at kicker, making field goals for you, taking points when you need them, and can get them. So they go to the Colts next Sunday. Like I said, CBS has shown bonus coverage of that. But as we've already, recapped and previewed everything, we'll just give some final stats and scores, overall thoughts and opinions here, and which I'm sort of already doing anyway, and then we'll sign off, and I'll see everybody now next weekend for more college football in the NFL. Live here on YouTube, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Links in the description below. Scan the QR code behind me as well if you haven't done so already. But no, it was 10-7 at halftime. With all that being said, they were able to, even with an early turnover, the Chargers couldn't capitalize off of. They were able to tie the game up with a field goal at 10, and then they took a lead at 13-10. Renegade. In the meantime, Herbert was injured. They start getting more pressure on Herbert and Heineke. I guess they were the third H and Triple H, and they played the game today. And crack a cold Heineken. Or Miller Lite, with Scotty Miller having a big catch and run earlier. Give me a hell yeah, though. Smash them together, because Calvin Austin III had a 55-yard receiving touchdown as well. But obviously, it's the 4-1-2. Go drink some Iron City tonight and celebrate the win. But no, they were finally able to get after the quarterback, pressure, a couple sacks. They had a strip sack fumble, but the Chargers recovered. They held down the fort for the most part in the run game. They were able to stop the run, but then when they needed to, they were able to run the football, which is a good thing. And they're 3-0 for the first time in a few years. Obviously, they started real strong that year, but then shit the bed down the stretch. So we'll see how it plays out from here. But just an overall team win. Like I said, the second half play, that's Pittsburgh Steelers football. With the run game, the defense, the way they were playing, you know, literally like they're on fire. And then Boswell, you know, if you got to rely on him to make kicks for you, you know damn well 9 times out of 10 he's going to make it. He's made every kick so far this season other than the 62-yarder just prior to halftime. I mean, that's a big ass. That's 62 yards. I mean, he still has the leg. It was just wide right. You know, so that's, like I said, another 3 points, you know, onto the 20-10 win for the Steelers here this afternoon. So your final stats and scores, shit, it's not even 4 o'clock. That was a quick game. But that was the old school smash mouth football, you know, we're running the ball, we're working clock, we're getting stops on defense, you know, turnovers if there is any, which was only one. The Steelers' first turnover of the year, but the Chargers didn't do anything with it, didn't get anything out of it. And then rely on special teams. So, you know, with the low-scoring defense showdown that was, what defense was going to bend but doesn't break, you know, what offense was going to make a play when they needed to. Well, the Steeler defense was making stops, and the offense made a play, you know, with that passing touchdown to go with Fields' rushing touchdown earlier. But then, yeah, the 2 field goals helped. But it was overall the run game in the second half. They were able to run the football. Is, you know, what got them to victory. So Herbert was 12 of 18, 125 yards and a touchdown. Heineke was 2 of 2, 24 yards. He had 5 sacks. J.K. Dobbins, former Raven, now Charger, 15 of 44 on the ground. Quentin Johnson, Lad McConkey had 44 yards receiving. Justin Fields was 25 of 32 for 245 yards passing, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Yes, he had an interception, sacked twice, but, you know, really doesn't really mean much at this rate. And Najee Harris, you can bet on him to get at least 70 yards rushing because he had 70 week 1, he had 70 last week, and guess what? With a strong second half performance, he had 18 carries for 70 yards rushing today. Patterson, 4 carries, 33 yards. Fields was 6 of 6 with the score. Jalen Warren, I get. New system, coming off of an injury, slowly but surely, he's getting back to himself from last year. 3 carries, 5 yards. But Calvin Austin stepped up behind George Pickens. 4 catches, 95 yards in the touchdown from 55 out. Pickens, 5 of 57. Freiermuth had 4 catches, 33 yards. Scotty Miller, 2 of 31. Najee Harris had 5 catches, 16 yards. Patterson, 3 of 15. Patrick Queen had 8 total tackles. They had 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 2 sacks to Herbig, 1 to TJ Watt, 1 to Landon Roberts, 1 to Cam Hayward. And then overall team stats, as once again, they had 14 yards rushing as a team at halftime. Tack 100 more onto that. They ended with 114 yards rushing today, with 232 passing for 346 total. 20 first downs to the Chargers 10. That was also the final score, obviously, at 20-10. They're 50% on third down, 7 of 14. The Chargers 3 of 11. But it was the time possession as well. With the run game, you know, running the football when you need to, getting first downs late in the game. They controlled the clock, 33 minutes and 51 seconds to 26:09. So they had literally 20 more total plays than the Chargers did at 65-45. And a good almost 200 more, good 180 more total yards at 346 to 168 with 232 passing and 114 rushing to their 107 and 61 respectively. 10 total penalties, 7 against the Chargers. So they cut back on the penalties from the first few games. They had 3 penalties for 15 yards today. And then the 1 turnover, but, you know, Chargers didn't do anything with it. And, you know, once again, at the end of the day, a win's a win. They win 20-10 over the Chargers. So we'll see about Alex Highsmith moving forward. But if he's going to be on the shelf for a little while, they got Herbig coming off the other side with TJ Watt. So they should be all right there. As they've been trying to find him some more time and more reps to play, they just haven't been able to. Just with the depth they have coming off the edge at linebacker and in the middle of the defense. Really didn't talk a hell of a lot about the secondary today. Because up front, that's where it was won at. Offensive and defensive line. They were able to run the football and stop the run and get after the quarterback. And obviously rely on special teams with a couple field goals when needed as well. And they shut out the Chargers in the second half. They scored 13 unanswered, down 10-7 at halftime, and came back to win it 20-10. Your final score. So the Steelers are 3-0, Chargers are 2-1. They don't get to 3-0 for the first time since 2002. Pittsburgh, in the meantime, does beat the Chargers at home for the first time since 2009. But now they're 2-0 against the AFC West as well. So we'll see how that comes into play later on in the year with, potential playoff seeding. So a couple big wins here to not necessarily close out September yet, because next Sunday is the 29th. They'll be at the Colts at 1 o'clock. So be sure to tune in live right here on YouTube then, as that'll actually be the crossover game in the AFC, the extra add-in, because they obviously play the AFC West, go to the Colts, and they get the Jets at home on a Sunday night next month. They got 1 o'clock game next week, and then 3 of their next 4 in October, with a 4 o'clock kick out in Vegas. There's 3 home games all going to be in primetime in October. So obviously that's then. This is now. They took care of business. Now it's on to the next, and they go to the Colts next Sunday. So hope to see everybody then. But in the meantime, yeah, win's a win. And with the run game and the defense, old school, like I said, second half, that was Pittsburgh Steelers football. That's what you want to see every fucking week. So we'll see if they can build off of this into the future and, win some more games. But final score, once again, 20-10. Steelers beat the Chargers. So in the meantime, that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Kawhi and Luke 96. Once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below.